This might sound a little crazy, but what if your migraines weren't actually the problem? What if the reason that you've been stuck for so long is that you're actually trying to fix the wrong thing? I want to take you back to a moment. The room was pitch black. I had three different ice packs in bed. I was rolling around back and forth, just wanting the pain to go away, massaging and also pressing on my temples, my neck, my eyes, just pressing as hard as possible, hoping for that pain to break and go away, even for just a second. And then even the dark, intrusive thoughts started to creep in. Thoughts that scared me to death because I never thought like this. This wasn't me. This was the pain talking. I felt completely out of my body. And the pain wasn't going anywhere. I remember sitting in a dark room year after year, day after day, just watching the world continue without me. My family growing up, going and doing things while I lay in bed for 20 years. My migraines did not just steal my days, but they stole my energy, they stole my confidence, and they even stole my joy from everything in life. I couldn't find joy in anything, even the little things being with my family. The crazy part, too, is that I had a doctorate in pharmacy. I was an expert in medications and knowing how medications work in the body and the brain. I mean, I had all the right training, yet I was trapped in a medical system that focuses on band-aid solutions rather than actually getting to the root cause and fixing that. And to go even further, it gets even crazier. At the same time, my wife, who also has a doctorate of pharmacy, clinical practitioner, she was fighting her own 17-year battle. She was struggling with fibromyalgia, chronic back pain, IBS, anxiety, and food sensitivities. She just had no energy. She couldn't even walk our newborn daughter one block around the neighborhood because her energy and her pain was so low. Even though she wanted to do it, her body was just fighting back and giving up. I mean, we were two medical professionals who had been taught all these conditions were just things you had to manage for the rest of your life. I remember seeing rheumatologists, spine surgeons, all telling her that she needed surgery at 24 years old. And then going to so many doctors myself for my migraines and just saying, well, try this next medication or let's try this with not much confidence coming out of them. But there's good news. There's a light at the end of the tunnel for both my wife and for me. And there's also a connection, even though she doesn't have the migraine history like I did. It wasn't until we stopped looking at the symptoms in the migraines and we started looking at what was the master controller of this whole human body. And the spoiler alert is the master controller is your nervous system, which is simply this interconnected web. It's not just in your brain. It touches every cell, every muscle, every organ, every part of your body. It touches and talks to everything. It's that master communicator. To understand why your body feels like it's falling apart, you have to first understand how your nervous system actually works. I want you to imagine your central nervous system up here in your brain. It's like the Wi-Fi router for your entire body. This router is responsible for sending signals to every device you own throughout your house. Your heart, your gut, your lungs, your immune system, your pain receptors throughout your body, and obviously in your head as well. And when you are healthy, these signals, they're clear. But when you live in a cycle of chronic stress, chronic pain, that router starts to glitch. Not only is the signal weaker, but things are going haywire. It's sending incorrect messages and the internet's going out, sending error signals to every device that's connected to it. This is what we call autonomic dysregulation. Your nervous system has an autopilot mode, and this autopilot mode has actually two modes within it. So first you have your rest and digest. This is your parasympathetic nervous system. And then you have your fight or flight, which is your sympathetic nervous system. You see, when you have chronic migraines or just migraines in general, your system can get stuck in this fight or flight state. The problem with this is when you are in that fight or flight state and stuck there, even when you're trying to sleep, there's no danger. Your nervous system's creating these neurochemicals in your body to try to alert you as if you were being chased by a predator, by a bear or a saber-toothed tiger. Not only that, it sends signals to send blood flow and oxygen to your muscles and not to your organs. So your organs are like a plant that's getting deprived. It's wrinkling, it's shriveling up because it's not getting any water, any oxygen, any fertilizer, no sunlight. Same thing's happening to all of your body except for your muscles that's getting all this blood flow and oxygen. And the problem is you're stuck here and you can't break out of it just by calming down or slowing down or removing your stressors. You have to actively break out of this. You see, when the router of your brain, it glitches, these devices in your body start to malfunction. These devices are like your gut. It's often the first thing to go on buffer or to stop getting internet connection because we have something called the gut-brain connection. The longest cranial nerve from our brain stem, it's called the vagus nerve, and it connects the brain to all our organs, but it has a really super highway straight to our gut. They're best friends. And in fact, our gut creates 95% of the serotonin, the calm, happy chemical that our brain needs. Our gut creates that. And so they're on this best friend relationship. They're on like speed dial with each other. In the medical world, we call this the brain-gut axis. When your brain is sending danger signals up here through the vagus nerve, your body shuts down that blood flow to the digestive system of your gut because you don't need to digest lunch if you're running for your life. And this can lead to issues like bloating, heartburn, IBS, where maybe you have chronic diarrhea, chronic constipation as well, or just this chronic nausea that comes with this nervous system and migraine issue. But next, your home security alarm starts malfunctioning. It's not getting the internet signal sent to it, which is your immune system, which is run by our spleen. And our spleen is just an organ that creates immune markers that are fled throughout our body. And so now your immune system starts going off for no reason. And this is why we see so many people with migraines also struggling with autoimmune flares, thyroid issues, or even skin issues and rashes. And to push that even further, migraine is a neuroinflammatory condition. So if your immune system's off, you're going to have inflammation levels that are going to be a little haywire as well, which can then this vicious cycle, this negative feedback loop that's making your migraines worse as well because it's making your autoimmune issues worse, whether you realize them or not. Your body is not actually under attack. It's simply that your security system is just receiving a danger signal from a glitchy router from your internet, the router up here. And then to push that even further, your brain's processing power, it takes a huge hit. Have you ever noticed that when your migraines are really bad, you can't focus, you can't think, you can't make a decision, you feel really brain fog, or maybe even you feel like you have ADHD symptoms and they persist, or maybe they become chronic for you as well? That's simply because your brain is using all of its bandwidth to scan for threats that aren't actually there, but is leaving no energy left for your daily tasks. And not only that, it's decreasing blood flow to certain brain centers that control your thoughts and your emotions and really your attention and focus. Your prefrontal cortex gets less activity, less blood flow, so it can't work as well. We see so many times when you fix the root cause, you fix your nervous system, not just your migraines get better, but your focus, your attention gets better too. And all of this can lead to a bigger problem called central sensitization. I want you to imagine your brain has a volume knob for pain. In a regulated state, a regulated nervous system, that knob is set to a very normal level. It's controllable. But when your nervous system gets dysregulated, it's like someone has turned that volume knob all the way up to 11 and it gets stuck there. And now things that shouldn't be painful, like bright lights or strong smells, or even a little bit of stress, or even like a ponytail with your hair, or even weather changes, pressure changes, temperature changes, all of those things are perceived by your brain as a massive threat because volume knob is maxed out. Your brain isn't trying to hurt you, it's trying to protect you by triggering a migraine to force you into a dark, quiet room where it feels safe from all of these triggers. The migraine is just a messenger. This glitch doesn't just stay inside your body. It has a downstream effect on your family, on your career. You see, when someone's living in constant fear of the next attack, they become hypervigilant. Because humans are social creatures, we actually tune out our nervous systems to the people around us. And so if your internal router up here is glitchy and it's stressed, your children, your spouse, your partner can actually start to mirror that dysregulation as well. And so if you're not around, you might notice your relationships, your kids starting to act up as well. This is more than just within your body, it's interconnected between people. You might see that people get more anxious, they might get more reactive or angry or irritable because they're picking up on these silent danger signals that your body is giving off. But here is the most important thing that I can teach you today. The great news is that because something called neuroplasticity, your brain has the ability to rewire itself. Your brain is not broken. It's obviously not working right, but it's not broken. It's just highly trained to be in this migraine mode, this headache mode. So just as your brain has learned to become hypersensitive, it can also learn to be calm. It can be safe again and not go down these pain pathways. So when you reset the master controller, that router, the downstream effects are incredible. We see it all the time. When your nervous system moves back into that rest and digest state, if you have IBS issues, that often clears up. Your energy returns, your brain fog goes away, your attention improves as well, your sleep gets better. We've seen things like diabetes get better, autoimmune conditions, rheumatoid arthritis go into remission. It's really incredible how everything is connected, and migraines are just one of the glaringly obvious issues, but there is a deeper issue actually going on. And the best part is that that volume knob stuck on level 11, when you turn that, you can turn that down, the pain finally starts to fade. And then you can stop being a victim of your migraines and start becoming a victor of your own health, of your own life. I just really want to make this important that we have a central nervous system here, but a peripheral nervous system throughout our whole body. They all are connected and speak together. And so if something's wrong up here because of a migraine condition, it's sending messages to the rest of your body. Whether you realize it or not, whether you feel it or not, other things are off, and it's stressing out your whole body and all of your other organs as well. You just might not feel it or know it or see it, but there's damage going on. This is more than just a headache or a head problem. And so to fix all of these things, you have to move away from Band-Aid solutions like medications, supplements, physical adjustments on your neck. That's just treating the symptoms. Yes, they can be helpful in the short term, but they're often just going to fix the devices, but not the actual router that has the Wi-Fi issues. It wouldn't make sense to try to fix your computer and the home alarm system when in reality the only issue is the router is broken. You need to fix that first. You know, to achieve migraine freedom, which everyone's got a different definition, for me, it's not always remission. It's simply that you don't feel like your life is dictated by your migraines. You're not making plans because of them. You're not living in fear, worrying and overthinking and overplanning because of your migraines. Now, you can definitely get to remission as well, but I would rather be free of migraines having power over me than anything else. You have to address the root cause. In our work, we focus on a framework that we call the Daily Five, which are 5 pillars. There's tools within them, but 5 basic pillars of rewiring a dysregulated nervous system, not just up here, but throughout your whole body as well, to improve all of your symptoms. The first pillar is something called nervous system regulation. but not like videos that you can find on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram that says nervous system regulation. Using specific technology to ensure your nervous system is in a regulated brainwave frequency. This often is either an alpha state or a theta state. It kind of depends on where you're at in the journey. Theta is a little more relaxing, whereas alpha is a little more stimulating in ability to rewire. It gets a bit technical, but the first thing you got to do is get your nervous system regulated to balance between the fight or flight and the rest and digest nervous system. So breaking out of that fight or flight state. Then the second pillar, and second most important, is brain retraining, or what we call rewiring. Simply unlearning these patterns and unlearning this central sensitization, this oversensitive nervous system, and this headache migraine mode, and then retraining it to work correctly. The reason this one comes second is the evidence is clear. It's 100 times more effective if your nervous system's in a regulated state first. But these exercises simply are designed to break the old neurological records or patterns or pathways or trenches or patterns, whichever you've heard before or what resonates most. It stops those records from being played anymore. And we start playing better music, better records, pain-free music, music that actually feels good, where you wake up feeling excited rather than dreading the moment you wake up. The third pillar is actually interesting. It's physical activity and exercise. And these are all evidence-based and weighted just based on which have the strongest impact based on research. And this isn't like going to the gym and burning yourself out for 45 minutes a day, but it's doing specific movements simply to get some of your endorphins going back again, pain receptor protective neurochemicals as well, to calm down that nervous system. Many people with migraines are afraid to move or afraid exercise will trigger a migraine. We have to teach the body that physical sensation is safe, not a threat. The fourth pillar is something that was not on my radar at all for a long time, especially when I was stuck, but it's actually changing our both mental and physical state, and it's reviewing your goals or your future self. I don't have enough time to go into the psychology and the neurology behind all of this, and even the physiology of how it changes your nervous system and the physiologic state of your whole body. But we have to stop focusing on the past, and we have to stop focusing on not being sick. Instead, we have to focus on the things that we do want instead of the things we don't want. You don't want your migraines, but by focusing on not wanting them, you actually get more of them. Instead, we have to focus on that version of you that's fully alive and present, migraine-free. And the fifth is in that similar line, we call it mind flossing. This is about monitoring the data that you let into your brain, what you focus on, what you learn, what you expose yourself to. It's really kind of scary to hear, but there's a study that said that humans on average are taking in about 73 gigabytes of information every single day. How much information do you think your ancestors 100 years ago, before technology with computers and phones, how much information do you think they consumed on a yearly basis? 73 gigabytes. Obviously, we can't go back and test them, but that's what's projected. We are consuming the same amount of information in one day as our ancestors did in a year. One, that's not healthy. It's an overload to our central processing center up here. But two, what's the quality of things that you're focusing on? There's some research that says on social media, 8 out of 10 posts are inaccurate or not true, which means we're focusing on essentially false information that's not helpful. A lot of information that's preying on like fear, and that's just putting us in a fight or flight state even further. And so hopefully this video is giving you some hope and some inspiration, some positivity that you can get better, giving you some education and information on how to get better as well. But if you're constantly consuming negative news or stressful thoughts, feeding yourself with danger signals, or even just scrolling and tons of information that's constantly changing. I mean, imagine if you were asked, you sent a kid to school and every 10 seconds, 15 seconds, you change the subject. Just like when you scroll to the next video or the next post on social media, or even on a YouTube video, right here. That's why our attention span's shortened so much, all the way down to about 30 seconds. We have to break out of this mold. And when we do this through something called mind flossing, which only takes about 5 minutes a day, but we have to start flossing our mind just the way we floss our teeth. We've got to get that gunk out of our mind and all the negativity and unhelpful things keeping us stuck. So I just want to come to a close and let you know, remind you that you were not meant to live a shrunken life where you feel like you're just surviving or living in a bubble, all because of these migraines. Your body is designed to heal when you give it the right conditions, when you actually are focusing on the right thing, when you heal your nervous system. When you heal your nervous system, you aren't just getting rid of a headache or a migraine. You are reclaiming your energy, your confidence, and your ability really to be fully present for yourself and for the people that love you and the people that you love. So if this Wi-Fi analogy made any sense to you, and you're starting to see how other health issues might be connected to your migraines, I want to invite you to learn more. The first way to do that is to like this video so the algorithm gives you more videos talking about these types of things. Subscribe to our channel as well, probably right below this video. I'm bringing out a lot more videos and trying to just educate the world about this, because this has helped me. It's helped so many of my patients, so many of my clients. And when I mean so many, I mean like hundreds and thousands of people. I'll talk about it in another video about the broken medical education system and why people don't know about this, but it works. We just have to actually get to the bottom of it, get to the root cause of these issues. And so I just really invite you to stick around and learn more. We try to provide as much free education for you because we really believe every person deserves to know that transformation is possible. We have a couple other ways if you're interested, if this has sparked some excitement for you. We have a 7-day migraine mode reset challenge where you get a video and a practice every single day for 7 days to reset this migraine mode, this headache mode from your brain, whatever it is for you, calming down that nervous system. So if you're someone that really wants to take action and get a sample or a taste of this work to see it work for you right away, there should be a link probably on our homepage or even in the description on this video. Or if you're just ready and you know that you want that full support and you want to not just get a sample, but you want to dive all the way in and fully reset your nervous system, reset your migraines, and start to rewire them, unlearn this migraine mode and retrain it for good once and for all, we should have a link probably in there to our website where you can watch a short video and then learn more about us. And then if you basically feel like you're a good fit, I would love to meet with you or one of our team members just to get to know you, hear kind of what your goals are, what you want to get out of working with us, and then we can tell you more about ourselves as well and get your life back. So I hope you found this interesting, exciting, educational, maybe even transformational for you. And please, stick around and we'll see you at the next video. Take care.